Hello, welcome to The Crossover. So good to have your company after another bumper Sunday of hoops. I'm Drew Jones. Beck Cole, Southside Flyers star, is with us, and Damon Lowry, an NBL champion from the Wollongong Hawks. Hello.
Good to be here.
Nice to see you guys. Are you going to say something, Beck?
Yeah, there was just a lot of energy going on.
Oh,
I can't wait to get into it.
Was there too much
today.
energy? I didn't think that was possible on a Sunday. So, the Sydney Kings have gone into John Cain Arena again and got the job done, and they've done it easily. Combined 38 points over the last couple of meetings. They are dominating Melbourne right now.
Yeah, they are. They are just humming. They're looking classy. I think, you know, Walton Jr is a master in being the point guard and controlling who gets the ball. All right, Damon hasn't touched it in a few turns. We need to go to him for a score. Okay, Drew, you've hit some buckets. Let's get some more scores for you for a three-point shot. I just think that is crucial to a really good team in the NBL. And, yeah, all credit to him.
You're not winning without a good point guard. It just ain't going to happen. And Walton Jr. is so much class. It's ridiculous. Like, Chase has pulled it off 2 years in a row. So the Kings, they on a mission to repeat. And good luck to every other team in the league.
Walton Jr. Well, every great orchestra needs a conductor, and Walton Jr. is that for the Sydney Kings, and he joins us on The Crossover. Derek, congratulations, another great win here in Melbourne. Tell us about the chemistry that you guys are building this season as you try to go back-to-back.
It just, trying to play the right way. For the most part, just trying to find the best way to get the best shot each time down the floor. Me being the head of the snake, I feel like I take responsibility of that. And, when it's nice when guys are focused on me not trying to score or trying to keep me from scoring, I just do what the game needs. And if guys are open, if a guy has it going, I just try to go to him and just kind of let the game read itself and then just go from there.
Derek, Damon Lowry, man, welcome to Australia. Just so you know, I'm from Saginaw, Michigan. I know you from the D. What's happening, man?
What's up, boss?
Hey, look, what you're doing out there orchestrating this team, man, is phenomenal. Talk about the teammates that you got compared to teammates you probably had in the past. Like, how do you go about bringing out the best in them?
It's about just finding some chemistry in practice for the most part, man. Just finding where guys like the ball. Chemistry comes with time, man. There's no real secret other than, getting reps together, man. There's no secret to it. They make my job easy, man. I try to put the ball in places where they can score. And when it's my time to score, I do that. And overall, man, I'm about winning. So however it looks, man, I'm cool with it.
Hey, Derek, first of all, a great win. I think today was all about the grassroots and the young kids coming up and playing basketball. You are obviously a point guard. You're so smart. Your basketball IQ is up there. You're so experienced. I would love to know what advice you have for these young point guards who are getting into the game and, hopefully wanting to achieve what you have.
Stay a student of the game, man. There's nothing. You never can stop learning for the most part, man. I'm still finding myself learning ways to be effective every single day. So to the generation next, man, you never can learn enough. There's never too much knowledge, and you can never not work on your game too much.
Derek, you've played at the highest level and alongside and against some of the great players. How have you found the standard here in Australia in the NBL?
Competition is high, man. I'm not naive to the fact that there's high-level basketball all across this globe, man. I'm not a guy that think the NBA is where the best players are. There's good players everywhere, man. So I respect every opponent with the utmost respect just due to the fact that everybody put their time in for the most part. So to circle back to your question, for the most part, man, the NBL has some guys that can really play just like every other league in the world.
Derek, you living in Sydney now, man. It's a little bit different than Detroit. What do you like so much now about living in Sydney, in the Harbor City?
For the most part, man, just trying to get my feet down. I've been here for about 2 months now. Just trying to get my feet down, find some foods that I like. The weather's always good. That's always a plus. The guys are good. I really don't have too much worry, man. The guys open their arms and welcome me with open arms, man, and I'm very appreciative of it. It allowed me to be myself. And circling back to just the living experience, man, I just got a chance to really refocus and put some stuff back in priority for myself and put the game first.
Now, Derek, I don't know if you're much of a fashion expert or you spend much time thinking and planning about your outfits. What have you made of your coach's cardigans over the last couple of games?
They're his style. I mean, everybody, fashion is subjective, man. Whatever you think is nice is pretty much up to you, man. So for the most part, I mean, he surprised me with a couple. Then he came out with some Jordans. He switched it up a little bit. I like it. Nice little style.
Well, there's a fashion accessory that you guys are hunting. That's a ring and a championship. Congratulations. 16 wins on the road in a row, and it looks like you're on your way to potentially defending that championship. We appreciate your time, Derek.
Appreciate you guys. You have a good one.
Derek Walton with us on the crossover. So the Kings really impressive today, and I mean, Derek gets 8 points, 8 assists, and he controls the game so well, and he doesn't have to stuff the stat sheet to have an effect. From the other point of view, Melbourne, can we diagnose some of the issues that are going on with United at the moment?
How much time do we got?
We got all day. We got all day.
All right, look, the Melbourne United, you know, I'm sitting here again. We've had this conversation. Now I'm going to give them a little bit of credit. You came out and you tried. I can see you trying to move the ball, trying to play together as a team. But you know that story about the frog that was trying to get across the lake and the scorpion wanted to ride on the frog's back, and the frog said, but if I get you on my back, you're going to sting me and we'll all die. And the scorpion's like, no, I won't. This is the Melbourne United. They are who they are. They can't be trusted. They tried it. That's not who they are. Eventually, they went back to their scorpion ways and they stung themselves for another L.
Exactly. Like you said, they did it for a half, but then they were down by 1 point. Now it's a 20-point game. You have to do it for 4 quarters. And I think there's so many talented players, but if you don't work together and you're not happy to pass up a good shot for a great shot, it's never going to work and it's just going to go down the drain. So they need to be happy for one another. If you're getting 10 points, you're getting 10 points, I'm getting 10 points. If there's 5 people who are scoring in double figures, you are going to win majority of the time. And it's hard. You can tell they're frustrated. Isaac Humphries, I feel like I can feel his frustration in me right now. And it's hard. You feel for them, but they got to get it together.
So they've lost 4 games in a row at home for the first time in their history. They're one of the lowest scoring teams in the NBL. Is finals out of the equation at 2 and 4?
No way. They can't make the finals. There's no. I got them as the 3rd bottom. It's going to take a catastrophic, a cataclysmic, a volcanic turnaround for these guys to somewhere get into the playing games. I can't see it happening.
Cataclysmic.
I think that's a
You've
word.
rolled that out on a Sunday
I threw it out there.
Who's to blame?
Ultimately, Dean Vickerman. Now, Dean is a phenomenal coach, a very smart coach. But here's the mistake I think Dean made, and I think he might even realize this, not that he can say this publicly. You picked the wrong guys. You pick guys that are very talented, and you probably thought in your head, yep, I got the talent, and they're going to play in this system. They're going to do these things. But what we're seeing now is that these guys they're not like that. It's not in them. I don't see it in them to be able to consistently play unselfishly and play like a team for, like you said, 4 quarters. They can fake it for a quarter. They can masquerade for a half. But over time, and when things get hot, they revert back to their ways. So it comes back to recruiting. On the flip side, we ain't talking about them yet, but the Tasmanian JackJumpers, all about character and all about the guys being the right fit.
There's a whiteboard and there's names being written on it, but there's no movement yet for United, but there will be moves made. So Sydney Kings get the win, 16 in a row on the road, as I mentioned, Beck. Xavier Cooks continues to dominate. When you watch him play, what impresses you most?
I just think the fact for a big guy, his touch around the ring, and he can play a guard. As a 4-man in this league, I feel like if you're athletic as he is and can make guard decisions like you saw on those assists as well, you can be unstoppable. So it's almost boring talking about him because we're here every week saying how good he is. But honestly, he's playing with so much confidence. And when you're playing like that, honestly, a lot of things are going to go your way.
So the last time that Cooks played against Melbourne, he dunks on ice, and we get a lot of hype about it. We spoke to him after the game here on the crossover. There was a T-shirt printed for him to wear as he entered the arena. There it is. Now, Damon, according to your sources, did he wear this shirt?
I heard he wore it, but he didn't wear it inside. And, like, Zave ain't that type of dude that wants to embarrass anybody. Like, he'll embarrass you on the court. Like, he'll dunk on you, but he's not going to go overboard. He's not that cocky kind of a dude. He'll let everybody else do all the talking about himself. He's focused on who he wants to be as a player, focused on getting another championship. But I'll have an extra large in that T-shirt, please.
Yeah, Zave, if you're watching or if you catch up with this, we all have interest in wearing that T-shirt. So if you want to donate some to the crossover, we'll absolutely take them. I think it's going to look good on you, Beck. What about the Christmas card? So they play each other on Christmas Day. They're going hard with the banter. They've won their 2 in a row on their trip to Melbourne. And they've little Christmas card, little festive spirit from the Kings towards Melbourne.
You know what? I think they should put that picture, stick it on some mugs and send it off as a little Christmas present, and they can all enjoy some hot chocolate with that. I wouldn't mind that.
Nice Christmas Day battle. I like the whole social media backwards and forwards, as long as it's not between the players. Players, you guys focus on being players. Let the social media team and the owners, Paul Smith making a nice little rivalry happening, Sydney, Melbourne. That's great. I think that's great for the game.
No, everyone is stepping up their game. We've loved it so far. So, still got lots to come, and we're going to hear a big call from you a little later. So, keep that one in your diaries. And we've got Tasmania chat and Perth coming up next. But for now, it's Sportsbet at the line.
My sincerest apologies to those who celebrated my departure from this very program At The Line, which we built, myself and Daniel Parisi, from the ground up. But we're back, better than ever, because the man next to me, Joshy Jenkins, is unlike Daniel Parisi. He actually knows how to tip on the NBA.
Well, let's just not get too carried away yet. But good to see you. Good to have someone sitting alongside as well. And we'll see whether we can find a winner on today's show.
It is. Well, I feel like you've just been a little bit lonely here, but you know what? We've got a rundown here with a whole bunch of NBA stuff that we can talk about. We don't need to. I'm throwing it out because the Warriors have already got the chip absolutely sewn up at the moment. Looked unstoppable. Last year they won it. Clay was out half the year. Draymond's already back to his fighting ways in the preseason. Is there anyone in this competition that can even approach the Warriors at the moment?
Well, I mean, Sportsbet traders, they have disrespected them at $8. We'll see in a moment. They're equal. They're on the equal line of betting with the Clippers, who have never won anything ever. Ever.
It should be criminal that the Clippers are ever in single figures in a futures championship market. Kawhi coming off the bench to start the game. He's going to have to work his way back in. I don't think the Clippers are any chance. The one other team that I like, and we're going to get to a few roughies on the back end of this one, is Dallas, but we'll get to that. But first off, we touched the Warriors. I do want to touch on the Lakers a little bit at the moment because they're always a popular one in the championship markets. Are they any chance? I always say don't doubt the king. The Los Angeles Lakers, not even on the first page of betting here. The best player in the league, LeBron James.
Well, that's debatable in itself, but they are just poorly constructed. They've got no shooting, they've got no defence. They've got not a lot of anything. Now, there's the top of the market, the Bucks at 650. That's flipped around because a couple of weeks ago, Boston were favourites.
Boring. The Milwaukee Bucks, I don't even like watching it. Maybe it's because they play some resemblance of defence and that is uncomfortable for me to watch something that I could never do at all. But the Bucks, don't really care about them. As we've said, surely this is the Warriors to lose.
It is. I'm with the Warriors. $8, I think, is an absolute spoil. If you want to get on there, that is the way to go. But there's a roughie or two as well. Now, there's the second page of markers, as you can see.
Ooh.
Have a look at that. Now, I am happy. The Stifle Tower goes to the Twin Cities, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm with the Timberwolves, just $1 at 31. So that'll do me.
T-Wolves, don't mind them. Now, I'm always a person that when I watch the NBA, I follow around players. So I follow LeBron James. I think it's criminal that we have him down there at $41. The Lakers are going to be able to make some moves at some point this season. I can almost guarantee you, emphasis on the almost, that price is going to be able to come in. But for me, Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, they made the Western Conference Finals, knocking off what was almost the unbeatable Suns before that, surely over the odds.
Probably, but it's Golden State or nothing.
Yeah, you're a Dallas hater right there. That's all we've got for At The Line. Make sure you tune into all the NBA games, and as always, gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Taking the rim and practice.
Scott Roth going off like a frog in a sock. This is our house at My State Bank Arena in Tasmania. Tasmania have won 4 games in a row. They are not messing around this season. Are they even better? Bet Cole, Damon Lowry?
I'm saying they are. Okay, now, obviously they got to the grand final last year, but they was playing kind of ordinary last year. They're already ahead of where they were, in my opinion, this year. And everything's ticking over. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Everybody's clearly understanding their roles, and they are starring in their roles.
And you're wearing Tasmania green right now.
Yeah, represent. First of all, love to see a coach representing the town, being passionate about his club. I'm all about that. And it gets the fans going. But like you said, Damon, I think they're better than last year. Their ball movement is ridiculous. Like, every time I see a pretty play, I'm like, Spurs drill, delicious, give it to me again. But I just think it's round 4. What else can they do?
So they scored the highest score in franchise history only a couple of games ago with 97 against Adelaide. Then they go and drop 103 on Perth last night. So they've always had the hustle, the defensive edge that we've loved so much, the never say die attitude. They've added that real offensive edge now, Damon. That must have them absolutely in the conversation again.
Absolutely. Well, Jared Weeks is on fire. He can't miss a three-pointer. Jack McVay is knocking down shots. Matt Kenyon went nuts. So good to see, because Scott Roth's been begging him to take more shots. He goes, I think, 4 of 6 or 4 of 7 from the three-point line. So the way they defend creates offense for them, like a team from Melbourne used to be. But this team relies on their defense. And here's one thing I like so much about them. But you know how when teams score, some players score, and they appreciate their own work. They get a bucket, and they doing this stuff, oh, you too little, or they tapping their head, or they giving a three-point thing. JackJumpers don't do that. That's not how they live. They score and they go, where's my man? Where's my man? They don't celebrate what they just done. They are focused, every single one of them. They don't buy into all that little fake celebratory stuff. They know what's the real substance stuff. I love watching them play.
So, Beck, I went to My State Bank Arena for Game 2 of the Grand Final Series last season, and gee whiz, it goes off. It's unbelievable, and the fans are passionate, and one of these shirts that we've seen, Scott Roth getting on the froths, and the JackJumpers fans get on the froths. So another shirt that we wouldn't mind bringing into the fold here, the crossover.
Extra large, please.
100%. I love a pun, and that is real punny. And that is great to see the fans getting amongst it.
He goes the cigar, doesn't he? Pre and post game, Scott Roth puts the phone away, relaxes, cigar out.
Apparently, I'm not advocating cigar smoke.
I could see that on the shirt here. That could work for me. So let's go to Damon, your absolute favourite time to shine. Your Hooyah.
This is the Hooyahest of Hooyahs. The battle cry of the Navy SEAL goes to, even though it's Sunday, I didn't forget what you did Thursday. Mirko Jeric, sensational. Let me tell you a little background on Mirko. Last year, he played 6 games, injured. Year before that, the COVID kind of a year, he's kind of struggled a little bit. Adam Ford comes in, retools his team, recruits over the top of Mirko. Mirko's role is now way down the end of the bench. His last 4 games prior to today, he averaged 3 minutes a game. The game before Thursday, a DNP, not even playing, right? What does he do? Does he suck? Nah. Does he sit there and pout? Is he a good teammate? See, anybody can be a good teammate when you're in the first 5, when you're the lead singer, but can you be a good teammate, Drew, when you're the bag-up dancer? What if you're the bag-up to the bag-up dancer? Mirko sat there, and you know what he did? He stayed ready. He stayed professional. And then when his number got called, he went out there and he stayed true to who he is. And they was down double digits. He knocked down shots. He was diving on loose balls. He shot 100% from the field. And you could see the way the team reacted to that performance. First guy that gives him a big bear hug, Adam Ford. Adam Ford knows that he's not in his top rotations, but he still sees the value in Mirko. And his teammates all got around Mirko because they all see the value. You got to have a dude like this in your team because he's a high-character guy. Mirko Jeric, man, that was goosebump stuff, man. Hooyah, big fella. Sorry I missed that in your honor. Damn.
So close. Mirko today was out there for Cairns. They came in today top of the ladder. We had Felix with the jersey and the hat on last night. New Zealand get the job done today, 68-64. And They go to second on the ladder, the Breakers. What do we make of the game?
I'm really excited about the Breakers. I think they're a bit of a dark horse in this situation. I have quite a soft spot for them. I think they're growing each week. I think it is ridiculous that you score 5 points in the first quarter, then somehow win the game. But it just shows that, you know, they're getting back into it. They're finding what's working for them. And I think bringing Brown back into the picture, it was his first game back, and that elbow off the on-balls was just bloody money. So I can't wait to see what he has to do once he's getting warmed up.
Barry Brown Jr. was sensational. When I saw him in the blitz, I thought, ooh, here's another one. This guy right here is pedigree, high pedigree. Handles on a string, can get to the rack. He goes left, nice little floater, same foot, same hand. He's a creator, takes the contact, got mid-range game. Look, him and Will McDowell-White together got a deadly tandem. He don't even need 2 shoes to score. He's scoring 1 shoe. It don't matter to him. So, look, New Zealand came from, I thought, the dead today. Only 5 points in 1 quarter. There was no way they were supposed to win. But they dug down, and Cairns lost their way a little bit, and New Zealand obviously got the chocolates in that one. But look, I can see them being cheeky enough to get that 6th spot in that play-in range. So good luck to the Breakers.
The team has never scored 5 points in the first quarter and gone on to win a game in NBL history. So not a bad effort. Up next, Cole's call.
Big call, Cole.
On the crossover. Stay with us. Brisbane at 0-5 to start the season. It's their worst start since 2003. And any way you spin it, it has been a shocking start for Brisbane this season. Unfortunately, the blowtorch is very much on the Bullets right now, and it is as well on the crossover. Damon Lowry, Beck Cole and Drew Jones, and it's Cole's call on Brisbane. Should James Duncan stay or go as coach?
Ring-a-ding-ding, you're talking to the king. Let's go. So, people think this is an easy question to answer, but it's not. Do you blame just the coach? Could be, but we don't know what's going on in the locker room. We don't know what the culture of the club is like. We don't know, are the players working hard enough? Are they not gelling? There's so much that goes on behind closed doors that we don't know. It's easy enough as outsiders to be like, yep, blame the coach. Look, it really could be, but also, are the players doing enough of what they can actually do? What is the culture within the club? Does that need to be changed in order to progress? I think it's real hard, especially because they played a much better game in their last game. And I just think they're getting there, but is 0-5 acceptable? No bueno.
No bueno.
So just stand by. So it's Cole's call, but she didn't actually make a call. So does this segment actually come back next week? That's the question. Cole's call on this segment, does it come back next week?
This is hard. I'm an athlete. You guys are just watching, you know. It's so different when you're in it, and I think the segment should definitely come back next week.
Fair enough. Understandable. So I was at the game on Thursday night. James Duncan, so cool and composed right throughout the game, despite the fact they're having such a tough season. I have respect for that he's just trusting the process. I would wait to see, let's give it half the season. Give the players a chance to work into it, gel, to get things back on track. Damon?
It's not like, you can't be making a change now. No way. No, James Duncan, same as you saw, Beck, they went like this yesterday. Okay, they ended up losing, but he made a call by benching his leading scorer, Tyler Johnson. He tried something. It was gutsy. And he started Jason Kadee. He got a legit point guard in there, so he made moves. Now, he probably should have made those earlier, who knows? But at least I could see him trying to do something. And if you sack him now, who's going to coach? Peter Crawford? My boy. Well, like, if Pete ain't ready, Greg Vanderjack, my old ex-teammate, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you got somebody over there who's an experienced head coach kind of thing. So I don't think it's time right now to make that change. You got to give James a little bit more time, grow with him, and see what they do in the next couple of weeks, I reckon.
So round 4 rounds out with the Bullets against Illawarra in Wollongong. And Peyton Seaver he's the new man in town, but he's not in town yet. In fact, he made a little stop-off on the way to Australia at a concert, amazingly. Jack Harlow, do you know who that is, Damon?
Jack Harlow, what is he? What does he do? Is he an MMA fighter or something?
He sings, I think.
I'll tell you what he's not do. Riding first class on his way back to Australia, where he should be.
All right, so quickly tomorrow night, who wins and why? Quickly, though.
I'm going to go with Brisbane because they at least look like they're going in the right direction.
Also choosing Brisbane. I think they're on the right trajectory.
Okay, like that. We're seeing you on the coverage a lot of the NBL. I'm loving it, Damon. Beck, you're not far away from getting a season underway in the WNBL. Thank you so much for being with us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Don't forget, hoops tomorrow night, Monday night, Brisbane against Illawarra. Enjoy it.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.